Hey guys, Samsonite Bricks here, and for my next installment of Star Wars Week, I'm looking at set 75229, Death Star Escape, 329 pieces, and it represents the iconic scene from A New Hope, where Luke Skywalker and Princess Leia have to swing across the chasm in the Death Star, um, while the stormtroopers are firing at them. This scene's been represented a few times in LEGO through the giant Death Star sets, but this is the first time it's ever been done as a standalone. Um, and I'm really excited to get into the figures of this one because they're all pretty good and iconic. But I'm hoping the build will be impressive to me because it's just I don't think there's much going for it. I'm hoping to be proven wrong. So let's open this up and see what's inside. There we go. Everything. So we've got 3 numbered bags, I'd say. Yep, 3. And 1 manual. And luckily, it looks like no sticker sheets this time, so that's a good sign. So I'll build up bag 1, and then we'll do an update. Okay, guys, so at the end of bag 1, we're left with 1/2 of the chasm. And nothing too spectacular right now. I'm hoping once the whole thing's done, it will look better. We have our first minifigure, the new 2019 Stormtrooper design, which I personally don't really have a problem with. I like it. It's not consistent with all the others they've released over the years. We also down here have a mouse droid with a little kind of mouse hole that he can hide in, so that's cool. And a little detachable weapon thing that you could like store the Stormtrooper's blaster on, and it's got a pair of binoculars. So now we're moving on to bag 2. Okay guys, just finished bag 2, and now a bit more of the model starting to come into focus. The bridge can go in and out, and when it's closed, you can then open the entire thing to make the pit wider. Or when it's closed up, and then you push the walkway in, it's almost kind of locked in place, or it's a little more difficult to separate it, but you probably could. And we also got our classic A New Hope Princess Leia minifigure. Okay, and now we're done. Unfortunately, because I'm shooting on a black table and this is mostly black and gray, it's kind of disappearing on me. But hopefully when I do the actual review part of this video, the lighting will be better because I'm shooting this at night. It's a small model, but a solid model, and we'll talk more about that in the review. But I also did get the last minifigure in here, Luke Skywalker from A New Hope. So now we're going to talk about the Death Star Escape set, and we'll look at the figures up close. So first of all, we have Luke Skywalker himself, as he appears in A New Hope. This time around, they've added one of the Batman utility belts because it's representing the Stormtrooper belt that he and Han both steal from the Stormtrooper outfits they had to rescue Princess Leia. The set comes with a spare. That's cool because now I can give it to Han if I ever wanted to stage pictures or anything from those scenes. But other than that, it's just the same figure we've gotten since I think the Death Star in 2016. Like same torso and legs, or maybe 2014. I don't remember. Same face we've gotten for him for a few years now. Nothing really new. Same double-sided faces. He comes with a lightsaber, even though he doesn't use one in this scene, which is, it's fine. They do that. They also give you this little thing for Luke that I'll show you later. Next up, we have a standard Stormtrooper, with the new helmet mold that not everyone likes, but I'm personally okay with. I just don't like mixing them with the different trooper helmets. Back printing's nice. Helmet has printing on the back of it because it's dual molded. So it's black on the inside because it's two different pieces of plastic being pushed together. And while we're here, surprise, surprise, underneath the helmet, it's the good old angry clone. Finally, my favorite figure of the set, Princess Leia as she appears in A New Hope. This is a figure that over the years has been a little harder to get. And this is my favorite look for Leia too, so it's kind of sad that it took this long to be able to get her. But I'm glad I did, because the printing's simple, but it's just very, like, it evokes the look well. I like the back printing more than the torso printing though, because there's more going on. And if you turn around the bun hairpiece, she has a smiling face as opposed to the kind of cocky grin she has on this side. As I said when I was building this, they never have turned this scene into a standalone set. It's been in both the Death Stars where, honestly, I think it was done better, because you got this big chasm that you could swing across. Thus, they only give you the simulation of a chasm. But there's one thing that this one has the other ones have been missing, and it's this drawbridge feature here, where you can push the bridge in and have them stand on it at the ledge, or you could push it back out. We got the control panel over there that Luke shot in the movie, which like lock the door in place. And there's another control panel over here that I guess you would simulate there's another door here. So I guess that's what that's for. There's a little console up here, and this is where the Stormtrooper would stand because he's working. And he sees them, he starts shooting at them. And this is a feature that I actually really like. You can simulate him getting shot by them while he's up here. And you flick this knob on the side here, and he goes flying. I mean, it'd be cooler if he went downward to simulate falling into the chasm, because that's what happens in the movie. Underneath that stand, there's a little hole that if you reach around back, there we go. You've got a mouse droid, which I guess technically is the fourth figure in this set. I don't know. It wasn't listed on the box as a figure, but I'd say that's what it is. So you put him back in there, or her. Like I said when I was building it, there's this little thing that can be moved around that has a pair of binoculars on it, and there's another clip, so I guess you could put the Stormtrooper's blaster there, but that would leave him defenseless. Coming back over here, closing it up. I think this looks good. Like if you had your figures in there shooting at each other from across the way, it looks cool. One angle that does not look good at all is the back of this. It looks pretty ugly. But it does let me show you one of the two last features I haven't showed you. By holding onto this pin at the back here, you can open the door, and when you drop back down, it doesn't close, and that's because this ugly looking Technic piece here is holding it open. And then if you flick down on this, the door closes back into place. And so you lock it back in, and then over on the other side, you can close it. It doesn't close all the way though, but that's fine. It looks fine. Okay, so for the last play feature, I've reattached this neck attachment to Luke, and I've attached Leia with a little clip on the side. I like putting it on this way because it looks more like they're actually closer together, whereas the box kind of had her, almost made it look like she was hanging onto his legs. Anyway, so replicating the scene in the movie, they're here, they need to get across the chasm. Luke takes this grapple out of his utility belt, flips it up here to these canisters up on the top part of the build. and then they can swing across the chasm. I will say, like, this is a feature that does, like, it's a great idea, but it doesn't really work because you can't swing them. They won't stop at the other side. The best you can do is kind of get them in a swinging pose, and then it would look good on display in that regard. That's pretty much the best I can do. If you open it up, it looks a little better, because it actually looks like they're swinging across a bigger pit. So basically, yeah, guys, in the final analysis of this set, it's a unique idea and premise. They haven't done anything like this before. The figures are great. Like, from a figure collecting standpoint, this is a great set. If you don't have that Luke yet, or if you do, but you still need that Leia, and the Stormtrooper's a decent enough redesign, and you can get past that. The figures are great. The build was enjoyable. Like, I didn't find the build annoying, or like what was it? There was another set of Snoke's Throne Room got a little boring after a while because you were building very similar things a lot. This one didn't really get boring because it was a quick build, and there are some nice printed pieces in here, like the two of that, and there's a printed piece up here. So there's no stickers in the set, but all the detail that you might have seen in the video is printed, so that's nice. I do like the drawbridge. I like how the drawbridge comes together, even though it doesn't really work when it's open. Anyway, this is a solid Star Wars playset, but I don't think it's worth the retail price. You know, I mean, I guess the lesson here to learn throughout this entire Star Wars week is if you can get something cheaper, get it cheaper. Of course, that's also Brickatech's motto, but we'll pretend like it's my unique vision. If you can buy it cheaper somewhere, buy it cheaper. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this build and review of the Death Star Escape. Tell me what you think of this set in the comments. Subscribe to Samsonite Bricks, please. Go follow me on Instagram. And I'll see you in the next video. Until then, this is Samsonite Bricks, signing off.